Deku was born quirkless and is presumed to be quirkless as well. Everything will happen until the Sledgeland accident. When Deku faints, something comes from Deku. Deku awakens his abilities. Or more of the lines of kind of self-defense awakens. Yeah, but not really. Anyways. This image, and the same thing happens, he does get saved by All Might, but when, Deku, in that train of thought, about of death, he wanted to save people. And he thought he can't do that when he's dead, so his eyes turned blue with electricity look to it. A thunder look to it. As we go to Detroit Smash. As Deku, is saved by All Might. As All Might, and when Deku jumps on All Might's leg, the same thing happens. As Deku, he starts to cry. No, you cannot be a hero. As Deku starts to cry, as something dark happens, or he still has heroic intentions. He's conflicted, very conflicted. As he walks, as in canon, he walks and eventually goes to the sled villain, or where everyone's surrounding the sled villain. As Deku sees, it's Bakugo. Bakugo he's with the sight of fear in his eyes, the sight of fear that terrifies Deku. And due to not the push All Might gave, Deku gave All Might, All Might wouldn't be able to get plus Ultra. So yeah, instead something would happen. I've been looked down my entire life. I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of being told I can't be a hero just because I'm quirkless. I'll show them I don't need a quirk to save people. As it starts to storm, a big storm, thunder is just echoing through everything. Thunder starts to surround the sludge villain. Thunder over and over again as people are starting to get scared of the weather. As Deku, he gets in the stance, a running stance. As he runs, and there's a dramatic shockwave where Deku runs. A dramatic shockwave which practically makes others fly. Like, everyone behind him is just pushed back even more, like, just flown back. As Deku he's in his kind of, if you ever seen Avatar, he's like in his Avatar state practically. As he doesn't know what he's doing, but it just happens. As Deku grabs Bakugo and throws him out to the crowd, as Deku surrounds and starts running around the sludge villain, running and running, almost making like a electric tornado a thunder tornado, as all you can hear is thunder clapping in this tornado. As what Deku does, he grabs the lightning and shoots at the sludge balloon, dispersing and almost disintegrating it completely, leaving only a very little portion of the sludge balloon left. As the sludge balloon dispersed into the crowd. As there are pieces all over, the sludge balloon pieces all over, everywhere. Just everywhere. As Deku disappears. And how would you say, he wakes up and he's at his house. Or, you know, technically not house, but yeah. Deku's mother is non-existent. Why? Because of reasons. She's not in the story because she's dead. Due to the reverse flash. JK. I'm not having it. Inko's still alive. I'm just messing with you. Inko's still alive, you know. She comes to Deku. Deku. Lunch is ready. As you know, then she sees, you know, she sees the news. As you know, there's this entity, just this, like a bright light entity just taking out the sludge balloon. As you know, she looks in Deku's room. She looks in, you know, Izuku's room as Izuku's sleeping right there. Yeah, Mom. As you know, come on, it's time to eat. Did you see the news? It's pretty cool. As you know, Deku looks at the news. I guess it'll be delayed. The news will be delayed due to, you know, technology functions. Because it's thunder. Thunder messes with technology, so yeah. As, yeah. Deku, like in canon, will have a quirk similar to all, One for All, but it's more of a enhancement quirk. By, like, the god tier enhancement quirk. So, yeah. As Deku, what would this time be? This will be the 10-month training period. So Deku kind of trains. In fact, he trains before everyone else. As Deku picks up all the trash from Dagobah Beach, cleans it all up in under a day. Or, you know, in the 10 months, cleans it up in the 10 months, getting decently buff. And yeah, that the only difference is that, you know, Deku would kind of, he would perceive time a lot slower than normal people. So for him, what was like 5 months took him like 4 months to complete. To get rid of the trash. He doesn't know this, but you know, yeah. This wasn't him using his super speed though. It was more of the lines of him working, you know, tirelessly to complete his task. As you know, eventually he'll kind of just chill. Because, I mean, he doesn't know he has powers yet, so I mean, yeah. He kind of just relaxes. And he hears a voice in his head. Run, Izuku, run. As he would not know what this voice in his head is. As, yes, there would be a time skip all the way to the entrance exam. As, yes, Deku is hearing this voice on the back of his head telling him to run. But he wouldn't know what it means, though. He would just think of it as like, oh, I just need to jog or something. So, yeah. This is what happens in the entrance exam. And he's getting, unlike canon, he does get a decent amount of points. I'll say at least a good 100. before the 0-pointer shows up. He got a decent 100 before the 0-pointer shows up. And what happens in the 0-pointer is that, you know, he sees Araka. He kind of, you know, he tries to save Araka. Or, you know, he kind of, without knowingly, kind of phased Araka's feet under the rock to kind of get her out of the rock. Araka thinking it's some type, you know, she just getting slipped under the rock. As you know, Araka is saved by Deku. You know, it'd be a lot more sense if Ida did this. So I'll say, you know what? Now, while Deku's, you know, he's doing something, I guess, doing whatever he does, getting points. Or Ida saves Araka, but the thing is, they don't have enough time to escape since the 0-pointer's about to crush them. What Deku does, he has this voice. Run, Izuku, run! Run, Izuku, run! As the lightning from Deku's body forms. As Deku's eyes turn blue. I will save everyone! As Deku's fist is just bursting with lightning, like One for All, but blue and kind of, yeah, lightning version. So, just kind of does the same thing as in canon, but the only difference is that when Deku punches a 0-pointer, it isn't just a bigger punch, but it kind of shuts off the 0-pointer and then kind of proceeds to, you know, dismantle the entire head. So, it practically destroys the head. Yes, Deku does still break his bones, but I mean, yeah. Deku breaks his arms, his legs, he breaks everything. As yes, that is the only difference I'm having. Deku only did a bit more damage to the 0-pointer, not just that, but he kind of, you know, he got a pretty decent ability, so yeah. As Deku, he still wants to be a hero, but even though All Might told him he cannot be a hero, he still wants to be a hero. Which will kind of bite him in the ass in the long run, but I mean, haha. So, when Deku when he does this, All Might's surprised. I thought he said he didn't have a quirk. As Deku kind of, you know, gets healed by Recovery Girl and the entire thing happens. Fiasco happens. As Deku, he feels happy that he saved someone, but kind of feels cold inside. He feels that something's missing inside. He just doesn't know what. As you know, the entire thing happens. As you know, after the entrance exam, Bakugo would kind of, so you're hiding your quirk from me, are you, the great Bakugo? I didn't even know I had a quirk, honestly, Bakugo. As Bakugo be surprised, no gotcha? What? What has happened to you, Deku? Unlike you, I want to save everyone, not just because of fame, nor just because to be the #1 hero. I just want to save people, to prevent what happened to my father. I want to save people just because of my own heart. Prevent things to happen to the same to me. So, unlike you, who only wants fame and to become #1, I don't care for that. As he kind of just runs off, Deku kind of, not running off like in super speed, but kind of more of normally running. As he's kind of, you know, he goes, you know, just kind of, you know, passing on the shoulder, you know, looking at his hands when he's at his house now. Skip time to when he's at his house. He looks down at his hands as he sees lightning coming from his hands. Just, you know, his entire body or this entire arm is just engulfed in lightning as he sees the lightning. And this picture or, you know, this face keeps on popping up in his mind. You are Savitar. I am Savitar. As you know, yeah, he keeps on hearing the word Savitar and whatnot in his mind. As you know, the 2 weeks pass, and you know, Deku, he doesn't get number 1 because I mean he doesn't want to be number 1, so I'll say he gets like 3rd place. Yeah, I'll say he gets 3rd place. Either 3rd or 5th place. He gets like 5th place. No, yeah. No, wait, hold on. No, because I don't think there's that many strong people. Because I believe the dude with the wind kind of yeeted out of UA. A couple other people. So I'll say, yeah, he's in like 3rd place. He's in like 3rd to like 5th place. But I'll say he's in 3rd for now. Because I see Bakugo. Yeah, not a lot of people have a lot of destructive quirks. Besides Todoroki and Bakugo. So, yeah, I'll say he's in, like, the 3rd place. Yeah, he's in 3rd place. And he's kind of just chilling. He's kind of chilling right now. So, yeah. As he he gets his stuff ready, gets the uniform, puts it on. He walks to, UA. As, he opens the door as, he hears practically Ida yelling. He hears Ida yelling and Bakugo yelling at each other. Yeah. The only difference is that when Ida sees him, he's like, "Oh, you're such more of a better student than I am, blah blah blah." But when he shakes Deku's hand, it's weird. Ida, he feels a tingly sensation when he touches Deku's hand. As in something that kind of like sentient almost, like divine almost, but not. Like kind of like when something's like over your, flipping rank, like he just feels belittled by Deku just by shaking his hand. He feels that he can do great things. That's practically what I'm trying to say. He feels that Deku can do great things and that it's weird. He sees Deku almost as not just human but a higher being than he is. It's weird. But he keeps this thought to himself though. As Uraka comes and haha, hi. Were you the one who saved us from the Zero Pointer? As yeah. Haha, that wasn't anything really. I was just trying to save people. That's my goal in life, to save everyone that I can. As Bakugo's like, you can't save everyone, nerd. Tja, you only got lucky through your awakening of your quirk, loser. As Bakugo keeps on being a dick to Deku, practically. He's pretty petty, pretty salty that, if it wasn't to the point where Deku didn't know that he had powers, he would have gotten higher than Bakugo did. Like, 1st place, immediately. So, yeah. And Deku kind of sits down as soon as Aizawa gets up and tells them to kind of, get ready. Deku, he's already out the door. Deku's already out the door. As people just see this blue blur, already outside the door. As Deku's gone. He gone. By the time Deku has noticed his powers, so yeah, he has decent speed right now. Not too fast, not too slow. Kind of I'll say 5 times faster than a person, or 10. He has super speed, so I'll say he's 10 times faster than an average person. So, he got that, he pretty, fast. He's pretty fast. And, yeah, he has, just he not by much, but he has like, you know, those little electric particles right now. For now, because I mean, he has like not even. He has like 5% of his power right now. Due to, you know, he's going like the first time he awakened is, you know, 1% was, you know, during the sled villain. 2% was actually technically no. I'll say the first percent he unlocked was when his mother said no or sorry. And then, you know, 2% was during the sled villain, and then 3% was, you know, technically him saying no to, you know, All Might. Third was, you know, I mean, 4th% was you know, practically saving Bakugo. I mean, 4th was practically saving Bakugo. 4th. And then 5th% of his power was, you know, the 0 pointer. So yeah, he has 5% unlocked already. And if you see, he's getting his powers pretty fast. He already has 5%. See. So I'll say like every major event, Deku unlocks like 1% of his power or something. Meaning that if you know how many events happen in the storyline, this man about to get his stuff real quick. Like, not too quick, but like decently quick. So, you know, he kind of just dashes out the door. He puts on his stuff. You know, Mineta's there, you know, everyone's there just looking at Deku's body. Deku's pretty built. Like, he pretty decently built. He's like on par with Mirio when it comes to, like, you know, looking like buffness. So yeah, pretty buff. He's like on, for reasons, I'll say, a speedster. I'll say he's like Mirio, but he's more tactically towards lean and for speed. So yeah, he's more of a lens of speed and whatnot. You can look at his body and you can just tell it's made for speed. So yeah. And practically, the thing was when Deku, you know, he kind of chopped flipping Mineta on the back of the head when he tried to look towards the hole. He kind of just chopped Mineta on the back of the head. No, as you know, he continues to kind of, I guess he wouldn't have any control towards his Quirk, so I'll say he rolls up the poster and kind of puts the poster in the hole, kind of to block the hole, or to cover the hole. So he blocks the hole with the poster. As what would happen now is, you know, Bakugo would be brought up to first. Here, you go first. As you know, Bakugo will get 750 meters. 750. I don't know how much Todoroki got, but I'll say Todoroki got. If he has 17, so I'll say he got like. I'll say he had like. I don't remember. All I remember is that Bakugo got like what 750 meters. So I'll say Todoroki gets like 730 meters. Yeah, I'll say that. And, you know, eventually comes to Deku. Try to beat that Deku loser. As you know, Deku is like, I'll try, Bakugo. As you know, Deku grabs the ball. As immediately, everyone just feels the shockwave. Like, as soon as Deku touched the ball, or was given the ball, like, as soon as it hit skin contact, like, everyone just felt this major shockwave. Like, doosh! As windows broke. Like, just the shockwave of speed, like the windows broke. Like, all of them. All the windows broke from that area. He gripped the ball and just was like, in a pitcher's throw. 6%. Full power 6%. When I mean this ball went flying, it went flying. And I'll say Deku got 800 meters. 10, you thought I was going to say 1,000? No, I don't over-exaggerate. He's not going to be that overpowered. No. This is the 6% of his power, my guy. Like, this man got, like, what? He got like, on par. He got, like, on par with Bakugo. And due to the Speed Force and being, you know, its own, technically, version of it, or, you know, Savitar's power, it'll give Deku a bit more than Bakugo did. So, yeah. So, he'll get 800 meters, higher than Bakugo did. You damn loser! As you know, Aizawa he was a little weirded out that his, you know, when, you know, Aizawa used his quirk on Deku, it was weird because it didn't shut off. Deku's abilities or quirk didn't shut off, which weirded out Aizawa. As you know, Bakugo came for that. He came for Deku. So, you know, Aizawa had held back Bakugo. He had to hold back Bakugo. So yeah, Bakugo was held back by Aizawa, and yeah, Deku's arm. I'll say the only thing that's wrong with his arm. I'll say 3 of Deku's fingers are broken. Not all of them, just 3 of them though. But they weren't really broken though. They're more of the lines of kind of fractured in a way. And immediately, as soon as, you know, they were broken, Aizawa started to see that Deku can regenerate bones and whatnot. So, you know, Deku had regenerated his fingers. His fingers are fine now. I'll say he does have like a slight regeneration, but it's not that quick though. Like, but it depending on how bad the injury is, it's quick or not quick. Because let's say if it's just fingers, like normal fingers broken, it would very quickly heal his fingers. But if it's like something huge, like a broken arm, it will take a while. Depending on, you know, how the arm is broken and whatnot. Depending, you can either go very fast or very slow. So yeah. So in a couple, like, I guess in 10 minutes or a couple minutes or, you know, an hour or so, Deku's fingers are healed, completely healed. So yeah. And what would happen now is, I believe okay, so the Botha was done. Strength test, Deku would get like, I don't feel like he would break my machine, but what should I give him? I'll say for speed, Deku is on par with Ida for now. Now I'll say Deku's a little bit faster than Ida. But that's without reciprocal burst though. That's without reciprocal burst. And I'll say for jumping, he gets decent. He doesn't get as much as, you know, flipping Asui, but I mean, he gets decent. I'll say, because let's say Asui has the number 1, so I'll say Deku either has, I don't want to make him that overpowered, so I'll say, due to Deku's speed for right now isn't that much, I'll say it's like half of like 10%, so I'll say. Deku, he gets like, he gets higher than Bakugo. So, nah, I'll say he gets like 4th place. I'll say he gets 4th place. But it's enhancement though. That wouldn't make. He's still humanly possible. So I'd say he gets a bit higher. Like he gets a bit higher than what he did in canon. I don't know what place that was, but he gets a little bit higher than what he did in canon. And for the obstacle course, he would be very easily, you know, swiggity swee, yee, just dodging and weaving the obstacles. The grip test, Deku would probably get 2nd to 3rd. He would get 2nd to 3rd. Cause let's say Kirishima has number 1, so Deku would get like 1st. No, not 1st. 2nd to 3rd. Yeah, Deku would get like 4th. The lowest Deku can get was like 5th, but he didn't get 5th in any of them. He got like the least he got in these tests were either like 4th to 3rd. Those are the least. The highest you can get was like 2nd to, it was like 2nd to 1st, but more of 2nd than 1st though. Because Deku's quirk, or so-called quirk, is more of a enhancement than just for strength. It's an entire enhancement. It increases his intelligence, his way of thinking, his speed, his strength, his stamina. It increases everything. By every time he gets a percentage, it increases. So yeah. So right now Deku has like a 6 times table, so that means he's like 6 enhancement. So yeah, because I did say every event. I didn't say like on bat, because yeah. So I'll say he gets. Let's see what's next. After that would be the not the sports festival, but training. After that, go over entrance exam, done. Training, and then the pre-exam. No, not the pre-exam. That's already been done. Yeah, I'll say the end, like not the sports festival, but the tournament before the sports festival. So there'll only be like the test for like class 1A and like 1B. First there'll be like class 1B versus each other, and then it'll be class 1B versus each other, 1A versus each other, and 1B versus each other. And eventually it'll be a clash of 1B and 1A, which will be like the pre sports festival. So yeah, it'd be like the pre-sports festival, which would eventually that will get Deku to I'll say 7% right now, and yeah. Wait, 7? I still need like. I guess, yeah, it'd be the sports festival by now. What happens is that Deku, he trains in between, so he gets 8% by then. He unlocks 8%. And by that time, it would be... No, it wouldn't be the sports festival. It would be the USJ, I believe. Yeah, it would be the USJ before the sports festival. Yeah, sorry about that. USJ happens. Yeah. What happens in the USJ is that, sorry about that. So Deku will still be at like 7%. Yeah, USJ happens. Deku would hit that 8%, And, you know, trying to fight the Nomu would give him 9%. But, you know, same things happen to Canon. You know, All Might comes, beats the Nomu and whatnot. Now, the thing is, how it happened was a little bit weird. Because instead of Deku spawning with Froppy, Mineta, and himself, was instead Ida, Deku, and Froppy. Which kind of confused them since Deku isn't fast enough to kind of run on water. But he is pretty fast at swimming. Deku would have gotten like what? Like 2nd place, 3rd place. You know what? Because I believe he was like 2nd place in the beginning. So he'd get 2nd place next to Froppy. Just right behind Froppy too. So Deku, he would be teleported. They'll be teleported, and Deku wouldn't really know what to do due to, you know, thunder doesn't really mix well with, you know, water. So he's kind of messed up. But then he thought of that. He's like, wait a minute, the villains are in water. He was like, bet. So practically what Froppy did, he said to Froppy to throw him up in the air with as hard as she can. As you know, Deku's thrown in the air, yeeted like 100 feet in the air. Like, nah, that'd be too much. I'll say like 30 to like 10, I'll say like 30 feet in the air. Like 20 to 30 feet in the air, yeeted. Because let's say Froppy, you know, she kind of, you know, did her laps and, you know, kind of just threw Deku, like, yeeted him. So I'll say like 10 to like 20 feet in the air. Deku, you know, he was like, Shazam. Da-da, JK. Not Shazam. So he was like, Pikachu, yee! Practically just, like a storm started to form in the USJ. Kind of, you know, zapping Deku, and then, you know, Deku became a thunderbolt, going into the water. Zapping like everyone, practically frying everyone in the water, just frying everyone fried. Hope you like fish sticks, like. So yeah. And what would happen now is that they wouldn't be able to swim at all, but Deku would get an idea. So what Deku does is that he kind of uses himself as a slingshot. Yes, he may not be fast enough to kind of walk on water, but he gets an idea. He may be able to skip through water. Like a rock. He may skip through water. So, he gets an amazing idea. He uses Asui's tongue as a slingshot and uses Ida to, you know, reciprocal burst to kind of pull back her tongue and, you know, mixed in with Deku kind of using, you know, even more back. They grab Asui's tongue and, you know, they get flung. They get flung to, you know, the water, and then, you know, eventually Deku's fast enough to kind of, you know, skip through the water, making sure Asui doesn't touch the water because it is supercharged. So yeah, like he's running as fast as he can. As you know, they crash land to the surface, like right at land, like on the bridge between land and water, right there. That's, you know, Deku, like he breathing, like he breathing, like he real breathing, like he tired of breathing. As you know, Deku, you know, he sees the Nomu beating on Aizawa. I know he does go up to the Nomu trying to punch it like super speed punches. And, you know, he eventually, you know, none of that makes any difference, but I mean, yeah. You know, Deku does do something. he tries to make, the same thing he did to the sludge villain. He gets, 8% on, like 9%. And he was just like, boom, like kind of making a vortex vacuum, sending the Nomu to the air, supercharging the Nomu and disintegrating the Nomu to a certain extent. As, the Nomu lays on the ground, hyper regeneration, healing the Nomu. As Deku's like, I'm done. As he faints, he falls back due to the lack of stamina and energy. As that's when, All Might appears. I am here. With a frown on his face, skittering all the villains. As All Might, goes to all the villains. And, yeah. I'll say I'll say All Might has the first punch. All Might wouldn't have to. All Might would have saved 10 more on the Nomu, because the Nomu was paralyzed for a bit. That gave All Might that if he heard that from Aizawa it had hyper flippin' shock absorption. So he was like bet. So he did it like a 25% All Might, and he just flung his fist. Nomu went flying. The only reason the Nomu was kind of paralyzed due to Deku's thunder is because Deku's thunder, he was in a vortex. So you getting shot by thunder left and right and almost disintegrated. So yeah, that would have paralyzed anyone. And it also shot through the brain. So it did fry the brain a bit. So that did paralyze the Nomu for a bit. And eventually it flung into the air. I believe I can fly. I'm a bird. I can touch the sky. Practically. Yeah, practically. That's practically what happened to the Nomu. So yeah, Nomu gone. Shigaraki and Kodagiri just dipped. They're like, nah, bro. Dip. They dip. And 2 weeks pass. Deku's training his Quirk. Getting 9%. He's trying to get 10%, but somehow he's not able to get, unlock that 10% for some reason. He's like, come on, I'm trying to get this. Why am I not able to get this? Because he's struggling. What he's trying to do right now is trying to do tricks that are above him. So what happens is that, Deku starts to kind of phase through things. He tries to, though, but he kind of, gets stuck. Gets his, hand stuck into a couple things. First time he got stuck in between a tire. Because let's say he got tires and whatnot on Dekubo Beach. So, he got tires. He tried to face through the tires, but instead, had half of his body inside the tires. So, he kind of took a while to, get himself out the tires. He's trying a lot to face through it, but he's not fully able to face through something. Yes, he is fast to make a tornado or, a mini vortex, but he's not fast enough to phase. So, yeah. And this would eventually, give Deku 3 abilities. Water running, phasing, and making, practically, what was it? Able to throw lightning, practically. And when I mean lightning, I don't mean small lightning, like how Barry Allen does it or the Flash does it in the MCU. I mean like a lightning dragon lightning. That's what I mean, like a dragon lightning type of stuff. So
Deku trains his hardest, but somehow he can't break that barrier though. Like he's missing something. He doesn't know what it is, but he's missing something. Like he's very fast. Like he's even faster than Ida at this point. He's very fast. He's faster than Ida at this point. And, you know, that's when, you know, the sports festival happens. Deku goes versus, you know, Kennen fights. It's Todoroki versus Deku, which ends completely differently. As we have a flashback. Heroes versus villains. Haha. Heroes versus villains, yeah. Deku has the same, you know, costume his mother made him. Or, fuck. I forgot. Yeah, his mother's here. Not his father, sorry. Yeah. His mother's here, so yeah, not his father. So his mother would have given, you know, him the costume still. He would have, you know, used it in the hero suit. But what happened in, you know, what's about to happen in the sports festival is about to go completely different though. Anyways, what happened in the Heroes vs. Villains versus, you know, Bakugo, Ida, and, you know, Araka and Deku. It's, how would you say, kind of like in canon, but a little bit stronger. I don't really know what to do, because, I mean, he did the same thing, but a bit more stronger. So Deku kind of, you know, he got, you know, that extra 0.1%, or, you know, this is like 9.5%, but he's not able to get the 5%. As you know, that's when Deku, he keeps on hearing the voice. Like out of every time, like it kept on screaming, you know, Savitar, run, Zuko, run. And, you know, he keeps on having that in his mind. As we go to the sports festival now, Todoroki versus Bakugo. I mean Deku. Deku versus Todoroki. Haha. See, the difference is that Deku would. It'll be weird. Deku would still have broken bones, but the difference is that he'll be regenerating them fast. So, you know, he would have rapid, you know, air shots with his fingers. Bam, 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 like multiple air shots. Shooting at Todoroki. And they would regenerate because, you know, he does have, you know, 9.5%. So, yeah. The thing is, Todoroki, you know, that's when Deku, you know, gives that speech about Todoroki. It's your power, it's your quirk, not his. And, you know, that's what, you know, made Todoroki, you know, use his fire side. And practically what happened now is that Deku would eventually, that, you know, that fight, you know, that, you know, full power type of fight, you know, some Mentos having to, you know, put on the barrier so they don't get hurt. This would happen a lot more easier. What would happen is that when Todoroki shot his fight, the same thing would happen, but the only difference is that Deku wouldn't be outside of the ring. He would actually be inside, and it would look like something weird would happen. Deku has unlocked 10%. Phasing through that stuff. Whoa! Deku fast. He fast now. He fast as flip. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like he going around the arena like like punching Todoroki in the face. Foo, 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 foo. But the thing is, you know, it's still like a 1v1 though. And, you know, Deku's costume is starting to tear through just like the electricity off of it. It wasn't made for, you know, electricity. It was made, you know, just as a normal costume. So now, you know, Todoroki is getting punched like dramatically. Like he got like 50 punches right now. You know, he's about to get knocked out. Until, you know, he was like, he did another blast, you know. Deku doesn't have another blast in him because, you know, Deku's tired, right? It's just pure will keeping him up. You know, Todoroki's like, both like heat and fire blast. Deku was like, I'm gonna pull a Goku. Well, this man rided on his, like, bruh. He rided on Todoroki's quirk. He was like, I'm gonna pull a Goku. Whoa, all you see is Deku running on Deku's, you know, on Todoroki's fire and ice. Whoa. Sucker punch. Douche. Thunder punch. This man Todoroki went flying so flippin' far, Cementos had to pull a wall up. So Todoroki won't get flown in the crowd. That's how hard Deku hit him. Cementos had to put walls up just so Todoroki won't flippin' get sent flying. And yeah, Todoroki's out the ring. Deku faints. This man out. He out for real. He out. So yeah. He's pretty, like, the amount of electricity going through his body is, like, dramatically healing him, and, you know, he's kind of like an over regeneration. So he's got, like, it's kind of mutating his body a little bit to become stronger. So over the time span of like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, Deku's body, you know, it changes to the degree to, you know, he, like, kind of not superhuman extent, but kind of, you know, making Deku stronger and whatnot, a lot more stronger than what he was before. So kind of like 5-10 times table. So yeah, unlocking ability. So yeah,
Bakugo versus Deku. Fight.
Da 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 da. As you know, what would happen right now is that my boy Deku about to clap this man Bakugo so flipping hard his mother about to feel it. What do I mean by that? Who? You're about to see. You're about to listen. Bakugo going, how much your impact? This man Bakugo trying to do everything toward Deku, but this man is like too slow. This man is stretching, like he's stretching in front of Bakugo to piss him off. He's stretching like, come on Bakugo, you got better than this. Like he punches Bakugo a couple times, punching him rapidly. You know, that's what he was like, that's it. How's your impact? Going straight for Deku. As Deku was like, bet. This man started vibrating his entire body into a lightning rod. If you know what's about to happen, you know this man, Bakugo, about to get a full plate load of dragon. What I mean by that, this man, Deku, becomes a lightning rod. Clouds start coming from the skies. Thunder shot at Deku. This man was like, Thunder Dragon Punch. Douche! Knocking Bakugo clean out. He slumbered. This man slumbered, bro. He slumbered. He down for the count. This man's entire jaw was like this man got a broken jaw now. That's how hard. Like, not just his jaw, but Bakugo's entire body's numb. Like, his brain was like, wait a second, am I dead? Or am I alive? So yeah, Bakugo in critical condition from that move. He got a full face of plate of Dragon Punch right there. Thunder Dragon Punch, practically. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end this video.